Welcome guys to another video of United Talk, and in this 5th episode of United Talk I have a few stories that has been catching my eye over the week surrounding the Reds internally, news and whatever else is happening within the Reds kind of like camp. So the first I'm going to talk about is Wayne Rooney. As you know, he just returned from a disappointing campaign with England at Euro 2012, and Rooney didn't have his best tournament, to be fair, because although he scored against Ukraine, he missed the first two, and he didn't play off I think around 6 weeks, so his lack of fitness really did tell against Italy, and he just looked like a very tired player. And that's one concern about the kind of like English game, where we don't have a winter break as do Italy and I think Spain and Germany as well. And that has the FA questioning whether we should have a winter break or not, but that's another matter. Anyway, Rooney, he has come out with some quotes today, I think, or yesterday. He said about how United are going to come back a lot stronger next year through the experience of last season. And last season we lost it by goal difference, and who watched the last day will never forget that feeling. 1 second we thought we had nicked it from Man City, and the next we were kind of like distraught on the floor, really flat out. And that's a really harsh way of doing it, but someone has to win, and unfortunately City nicked it from us last season. But anyway, Rooney came out saying, I think we've all learned a lot. There have been a lot of games where we got a feeling afterwards that you never want to happen again, and hopefully we can get hold of that feeling and make sure it doesn't happen again. So Rooney very determined to rectify those problems last season, because the kind of like first game I think of what he's saying in his statement is the Everton game, because there was no way we should have lost a 2-goal lead, especially at home at Old Trafford, our kind of like castle and fortress. You never expect us to lose a 2-goal lead, and such a pivotal game during the end of last season that could have proved a huge turning point, because it's a big if we didn't draw that game, then perhaps we would have won the title with 2 points clear. So that was a really big turning point, and then the momentum started to shift. And yeah, I have to say I definitely agree with Wayne Rooney, and who've gone to further say that it's all just look at all the young players in the squad. They've played a lot of games, had a lot of ups and downs, and most of them are already getting selected now for their national teams. That's all going to help them. The next 2 or 3 years will be a big test for them, and I'm sure we'll all pull through it. So Rooney again, very almost taking up the captain's role, looking after the younger players, and that's what you see with Wayne Rooney now. He has matured into a really great player, but also in terms of his temperament and mentality in coaching younger players. And Danny Welbeck has been very complimentary of Rooney over the past, over his kind of like role in his development. So Rooney in a very determined mood to grab the title back from City, and hopefully we'll get our 20th title. What do you guys think of that? And what do you guys think of Wayne Rooney next year? Should he be the United captain if the Vidic failed to come back, etc.? So leave your comment below on Wayne Rooney, guys. So on par with that story I just talked about Wayne Rooney and his leadership qualities, our actual captain Vidic has been getting some great news out of United this week, saying that he is actually ahead of schedule for his rehab, and he is, I think, about a week in front of where he should be, and that has led to some speculation saying that he is actually going to be fit for the opening day of the season, although he is not going to the pre-season tour to South Africa and also Asia. But Nemanja Vidic suffered that horrendous injury in December against Basel and missed the majority of the season anyway with other injuries. But Nemanja Vidic, he hopefully should be back next season at the beginning, and although Johnny Evans played really well in his absence, we all know what a world-class player Nemanja Vidic is, and how he is going to provide even more stability to that back line. And at times, Johnny Evans, he did look a bit kind of like overwhelmed by the occasion, because against, again, the Everton game, he really didn't have his best day there. When there was another physical presence, he couldn't match it up with Fellaini. But in the case of Vidic, you know he's going to fight for every single ball, no matter who his opponent is. He's going to put his head where others wouldn't even put their feet. And so, Vidic, he is our leader. He's going to be pivotal for us if we are going to challenge City again, because if you looked at City last season, Vincent Kompany almost fulfilled that Nemanja Vidic role of 2 seasons ago. So Vidic will be a vital player for us next season, and hopefully he'll come back stronger and fitter, and perhaps sustain his fitness throughout the season and helping us to grab back the title. So what do you guys think of Vidic? Would you actually start Vidic even if he's not 100% fully fit, and get Johnny Evans and Rio Ferdinand partnership going again? So what do you guys think of that story? Leave your comment below, guys. So the third story I'm going to talk about is to do with Shinji Kagawa. As you know, on the website and also on Twitter, I officially announced that he has arrived, and I think his medical was last Friday, and it was all completed there and then. He has signed a 4-year contract, and Kagawa, this week it has turned out that he actually declined the opportunity to wear the iconic number 7 shirt at United. As you know, the number 7 shirt has been graced by a lot of great players over the year. Georgie Best, Dave Beckham, and the last great number 7 was Cristiano Ronaldo. And Kagawa had the opportunity to do that, but he actually declined, as he felt he hasn't achieved anything at the club, and he would like to achieve his kind of like status among the fans before he even think of doing and taking up this role, and taking this story of the iconic number 7 shirt into the next chapter. So on one side, it's very commendable from Kagawa. He's very sensible, as you guys know, and he is willing to get his work ethic and win things with the team first before taking on that legendary shirt. And on the other hand, you could say perhaps he's not like up to it or something like that, because he perhaps even feeling the pressure before he even get here, and so he's trying to do everything he can to not to put so much expectation on himself, and that perhaps will allow him to perform at a greater level, as not everyone's going to be think, oh, he's the new number 7, he's going to be our match winner and a world-class talent, even though that's what he is. But he's just trying to play it down. If his transfer, he's just gonna bed himself in nicely, and perhaps we'll go from there. So hopefully that Shinji Kagawa will in the future get the number 7 shirt, if you guys think about that, because I think Kagawa, if he does perform well in the first season, I think Sir Alex will offer him the shirt again, unless he has someone else like perhaps Luka Modric coming in the door, but that's unlikely due to the fact of the interest from Real Madrid and etc. I'll talk about that on United Transfer Talk. But yeah, Kagawa declined the number 7 shirt this week. What do you guys think of that story? And what do you guys think about Kagawa in general? Leave your comment below, guys. The last story I'm going to talk about is to do with Kiko Macheda. As you know, Macheda broke through in 2007, I think, when he scored that dramatic late goal winner against Aston Villa in a Premiership. And ever since then, he was a 17-year-old back then, and however, since then he hasn't really kicked on and developed as hoped. Although he got his occasional goals, every few seasons, he hasn't developed as well as Danny Welbeck. And when Sir Alex tried to loan him out to QPR last season and perhaps develop him physically in the Premier League, playing week in, week out, he was dropped after Neil Warnock was sacked, and then it just got bad to worse, and then he picked up an injury and returned later to us near the end of the season, I think. So Macheda hasn't had the best of times since that breakthrough goal in 2007, but again, he is still very young. He is, I think, 21, so he has a long career ahead of him. But Kiko Macheda, he has quality about him, but he just needs to channel that into a better work ethic, because before long, he's going to be 23, 24, then he has to really seriously think whether he's going to be staying at United for the foreseeable future, as if he's not getting a regular plays at 24, 25, then there's no point of being there, and perhaps it is time for him to move on. So it's a vital stage now for Macheda to really prove himself at a club. Otherwise, I think Sir Alex, even though Sir Alex really like Macheda, because he does believe he has that kind of like Ruud van Nistelrooy about him, where he has an eye for the goal. So, Kiko Macheda, he has absolutely everything. If you think about it, he's got a great physique, great height, so he could offer that aerial battle, and he has both great feet. So he just needs to develop himself physically and get a better attitude about his work ethic, and I think he'll go a long way in improving himself and proving to the fans that he's not one of these spoiled brats like say at City, Balotelli. He could be a world-class talent, but he just needs to channel that into a more consistent basis, and that's what Macheda's in the same boat really. He has shown that he has the star quality in abundance, and so he just needs to channel that, and hopefully in the near future Macheda will prove a lot of United doubters out there that he's a great player, and he could be one of the best strikers in Europe, if not the world, in the very near future. So what do you guys think of Macheda? Leave your comment below, guys. So there you guys have it. That's the 5th episode of United Talk. I hope you like this video, and if you do, please rate, comment below, because again, I've been really impressed with the kind of like interaction that you guys have given me and also to each other. So it's been really good aspect, and also if you can subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And one more thing I just want to say is that a few weeks ago I opened up the website, so if you guys have any articles that you want to write, and also longer editorial kind of pieces where you perhaps look over at one particular player, his kind of like his throughout his career, etc., you guys can send that to me through a private PM, or send it and submit it at the website. So there's another shout out to for you guys who want to write an article for ManUnitedDaily.com. So again, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.